Hey, good morning, guys. I had done a video on these metrics before, but if you go ahead and look at the date, okay, February 26th, 2007, I just wanted to make some more, let me give you some more information on what this meant. Now, 2007, 17, 18, 19, 21, it's 15, almost 16 years ago. And let me let you decide what you think has to happen. There's my waist circumference, 42 inches. Okay, we'll come back to see what that means. My blood pressure. Okay, it was 140 over 82. Now my body composition isn't as exciting because that's not a good metric. What they do with that is they get your BMI, which is your height in meters squared divided into your kilograms. But the 70-inch metric is interesting because I can use that and divide it into my waist measurement of 42 inches. Now, if that number is greater than 0.5, we'll come back to that one. Blood glucose, all right, that was my fasting blood glucose level of 94. Now, nowhere in here does it say fasting insulin. So without a fasting insulin level, that number means absolutely. And my total cholesterol. And you'd say, ooh, 189, wow, that's really good. Actually, we'll talk about that too. So let's talk about the waist circumference. In general, a waist circumference greater than about 38 inches, in general, most human beings, is a sign of syndrome X, metabolic disorder. Oops. Blood pressure, 140 over 82. Minga, I was only 41 years old. That's hypertensive, friends. I had high blood pressure. My blood pressure, let me go through this. The waist circumference today is 37 inches. That's my waist circumference. My blood pressure today is about 100 over 55, depending on when I take it, how I take it, with whom I take it. Body composition, I look awesome. I look at myself in the mirror and go, damn, I didn't know I had those muscles. So the fat composition, according to Dr. Barry, men, I believe, should be around, here it says acceptable 18 to 25%. I believe that's pretty close. So I was within spec on that. Anyway, it was a little heavier, I guess. And I don't even remember how they calculated it. But this is so telling. Let me read from you. It says, you may reduce obesity of your percentage of body fat by changing your dietary habits and increasing your caloric expenditure by engaging in aerobic exercise. So the idea here is dietary habits, eat less, because they did mention calories. So we're supposedly going to expend more calories by doing more. Eat less, do more. Guys, I was doing that. I was eating less, doing more. In fact, constantly, and stressing about it. So reducing your intake of fats, in parentheses, in particular, saturated fats, such as pork. I didn't know pork was a saturated fat. Beef, whole milk, bacon, butter, and cream, end parentheses. Guys, all I've eaten for the last year and a half has been pork, beef, bacon, butter, and cream, along with some chicken. The implication here is the whole milk. You should really eat skim milk because it has 2% or 3% less fat. Actually, it's all sugar water. I don't even drink milk. That I agree with. Which contain twice as many calories as sugar, may be particularly important to a successful diet. No, because what do I replace the fat with? If I need a certain amount of calories, I have two choices. I can replace it with protein. I can't eat enough protein. If my body gets done with it, it will turn it into sugar, and then I get to eat sugar. No, it didn't say sugar. It said to eat carbohydrates, and that's whole wheat and fruit and my body metabolically says sugar. So when you learn how carbohydrates break down in the body, you'll learn that they're all sugar. Thank you very much. And here it finishes with this paragraph. A high-fat diet not only increases the risk of arterial sclerosis, the implication is that my cholesterol is going to go up. And that's BS. But may also, so the previous sentence was also a may sentence, because may also contribute to your risk of developing certain cancers. Like which ones? Cancers don't eat fat, friends, they eat sugar. Other recommendations to reduce obesity include drinking 6 to 8 glasses of fluids daily. Drink when you're thirsty. Eating more low-calorie, high-fiber foods, in parentheses, fruits and vegetables. Oh, you mean sugar and sawdust. That's what fiber is. Fiber is sawdust. Fruits and veggies are sugar. Finding ways to deal with stress effectively. I agree. Without food or alcohol. Right, so don't eat emotionally and don't be a drunk. I get it. And consuming less sugar. What do you mean consuming less sugar? You just told me to eat more grains. You just told me to eat more carbohydrates. You just told me to eat more fiber. Guys, it all breaks down. Either doesn't break down, the fiber doesn't break down, or I've just eaten sugar. Okay. Now, glucose blood sugar by itself means nothing. Okay? And I know this because my current fasting glucose is 74, last blood test I took. But my A1C, my hemoglobin A1C, I'm trying to find out what the hell the word A1C actually means, but who cares? It's a percentage of the glucose that's floating and stuck to my red blood cells. And mine is 3.82, which means I'm not only not diabetic, I am absolutely, optimally, deliciously healthy, and it means my average blood glucose is about 60. Huh? Your average daily glucose level in your blood is only 60? Yep. Total cholesterol. Okay, here's the other myth, and I probably won't read this to you, but it's a bunch of malarkey. Let me just see here. Gosh, you know what? I think I'll just actually post these as pictures at the end of this video, and you can read it and then comment what you think is correct, what you think is an error. You know, let's see how much you know. Go ahead and just speed down the street. It's fine. Only children. And my cholesterol today is 230. And according to a most recent study from Korea, says that 230 is like this perfect place to be. So this being less cholesterol, all right, your chances of death from all-cause mortality are way up there. Obviously, without cholesterol, you're going to die. But it comes down steeply to about 230. There I am. Yay, look. See, here's where I want. Here's where people are with zero cholesterol, dead. And it sharply comes down to about 230. What's weird, though, after 230, it drifts off slightly higher. So the difference between 100 and 230 is pretty stark. This is just from what I remember. I remember it being extremely stark. In other words, you're several times more likely to die of all causes with a cholesterol of 100 compared to 200, which is optimal. And then off to 500 and 600 in your cholesterol doesn't even come not a fifth of the way. So you are, according to this study, your cholesterol of 500 is only 20% of the risk of your cholesterol being 100 based on all-cause mortality. So again, I'll take pictures of this and I'll just put them up. You just pause the video and you can read. All right, my coffee and there it is. I learned to look kind of at the cup to make sure I'm not going to tip it over. I did that once. Thank God it was sugar-free and it was bulletproof, so it hit my keyboard and did nothing. Fat won't conduct electricity. That's another story for another day. But anyway, guys, there's where I was. Here's where I am. And life is absolutely delicious. Interesting. Life is delicious. 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 Yeah, it really is. Okay, guys, be well.